Hello everyone, this is Raviraj and today we have our very own alum of IIT Roorkee, founder and CEO of Log9, Akshay Singhal, and let's have this very candid conversation with him. Hello
Hi,
sir,
Ravi.
how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Given कि अभी you have come to campus after a lot of time, how are you feeling?
Good, yeah. As I said, I keep on coming at least once or twice a year.
Great.
So, seen a lot of development, a lot of buildings coming up, some new places. Yesterday, when I arrived, I got lost behind your civil department because there was a whole new world there.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a good scene. Good
How are
development.
you liking the weather so far?
Weather is cold, but it's nice. Always good to kind of be in the campus.
Right. अब फिर department होकर आ गए आपके?
क्या डिपार्टमेंट जाने का टाइम नहीं मिला मेरे को. It's been a very quick trip. I think less than 24 hours.
Oh, right.
So not department. I don't know if I have time to go there right now, but yeah.
So let us get into your life. How has your life been lately as a CEO and founder of Log9?
ये लोगों को लगता है ना कि लाइक स्टार्टअप लाइफ इज वेरी फैंसी. ठीक है, मतलब कुछ लोग तो ऐसे हाइप में ही कर लेते हैं कि चलो मैं भी फाउंडर बन जाता हूँ. It seems very fancy and all of it. One of the things which I think I remember from one of the speeches from Elon Musk is that as a startup founder, your primary responsibility is doing the most difficult things in the organization. So कहीं भी कुछ भी फटेगा तो वो आपके पास आएगा. अगर सब कुछ सही चल रहा है तो there are people to do it.
Correct.
So you do the worst of the jobs as a startup founder. So whatever is not getting solved, whatever is the most trickiest piece of the problem, that is typically what lands up at your table.
Right. So now that you were speaking about worst of the jobs, is there any one particular job which you really don't like doing but you're doing still as a part of your role?
A lot of things, yeah. Like point is, when I started Log9, I started from the perspective of being a researcher, as a nanotechnologist, trying to build materials and all of it. Today, if I tell you, I don't think I even spend 5% of my day on nanotechnology or research.
Oh,
Right. So that's a part of kind of growing up as a founder also, because as I said, over time you have teams who are actually doing that.
right.
But then you have to kind of take up other roles and all of those things. Nobody has taken, very rarely do people take time to analyze and understand कि एक बार masters करने के बाद what are the opportunities there. It's not like everybody is in a very happy position
correct.
after even completing a masters with good grades. Right? I've seen people who have gone to Canada, for example, for their masters, right, and they have done pretty well in their masters. नहीं कि मतलब just जैसे करके pass हुए. Right? They've done well, and after that they didn't have job, and they had to kind of really take up menial jobs in MMED and like retail stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to do your diligence before you choose your field, and that's something which needs to happen more on campus.
Right. So मतलब what you will basically push forward is being an independent thinker and
हाँ, मतलब अपना डेटा कलेक्ट करो ना यार. देखो आप ये करना चाह रहे हो तो आगे उसमें होगा क्या.
सही है.
Right, and try a bunch of things.
Correct.
Right? I think what I always say is कि first year is all about trying out different things. Right. Second is that narrowing down that pool. If you try 10 things in first year, narrow it down to 3-4 things in second year, and then third and fourth year you pick out one of them and
Niche
kind of
and work
and go
towards it.
forward that, right. So वो थोड़ा सा I think we'll have to be focused on that side कि यार 4 साल बाद मतलब this party is gonna end. So we have to be prepared, and but at the same time यार party हमने भी किया, खूब party किया campus में, ऐसा नहीं है.
Right. So coming to the party wala aspect on campus, which if let's talk about canteens. ऐसे if the best canteen or the best canteen food जो आपको सारे canteens में लगता है अच्छा.
यार second year में जब मैं था, which was 2012 and 13, that time Rajiv used to have the best canteen, and then after that it what was that hostel यार, I'm forgetting. Ravindra.
हाँ, रविंद्र डोसा.
हाँ, मतलब बहुत कुछ मिलता था उस समय.
हाँ, ठीक है.
We had some
Personal bias.
7-8 different type of parathas and I don't know what all. Yeah, so these are the two canteens that I have personally
Like
gone to a lot, and then उसके बाद रात में सरदार जी की दुकान.
Right. वो तो अभी भी famous है.
हाँ, तो
Good to know. One lingo which has stuck with you even after मतलब graduation and being now even a founder की ऐसे one lingo which has stuck with you so far.
there might be so many. It's difficult to say. क्या लिंगोस है तुम्हारे दिमाग में?
अभी तो जैसे बीटी है, चापो है,
बीटी तो बीटी है, बीटी का तो कुछ और वर्ड नहीं।
तो
चापो थोड़ा बदल गया है, अभी थोड़ा ज्यादा पॉलिश्ड हो गया हम बाहर जाके, तो
कॉर्पोरेट पार्टी।
हाँ चापो आपको थोड़ा कम चलता है, बट बीटी चलता है। बीटी का तो मिला ही नहीं, कुछ ऑल्टरनेटिव है ही नहीं उसका।
Right. So let's dive upon the fun story behind the nomenclature of Log9. मतलब I heard that it has went through एक दो iterations.
नहीं यार, इटरेशन कुछ नहीं, मतलब इटरेशन तो होते ही है, थोड़ा बहुत नाम है, बट Log9 was it was a name given by my mother, and she is very good in naming things, apparently. And so when we were starting, obviously it was a nanotechnology based company. So nano is 10 to minus 9 meters, so logarithmic 9 was the difference. So it came from there. I think it was decided in a day. So
Maybe this aspect we didn't really know about कि your mom is behind, maybe mother
she
is
was
behind.
behind the name. She was not just behind the name, but she was also behind operations in Log9 in the starting years.
Oh.
So she comes from a chemistry background. So I set up a lab in my house, and she was running the operation. So she was producing graphene there on my behalf while I was here doing more research. So
yeah, that was the incubation of your startup.
So incubation was in Tides.
Tides, okay.
But so research was happening in campus, but production of material was happening in my house. So she was kind of running that.
Right. Also, that brings to my next question. You do have a significant role in the establishment of nanotechnology lab in IIT Roorkee.
नहीं भाई please. ऐसा मत बोलो, बहुत सारे लोग खफा हो जाएंगे, ऐसा तुम ये सब नहीं बोलो।
At least what do you call it? एक
lab मैंने बनाई थी वहाँ पे, which I set up with my stuff. I took it was an empty lab. It had furniture like sink wing लगा था, table top वगैरह लगा हुआ था, but वो खाली पड़ा था, कोई यूज़ नहीं कर रहा था, तो I went there. I asked the head of department कि मेरे को जब तक कोई और आता नहीं यूज़ करने के लिए. So I took that lab and we got some equipment. We built some equipment. We built some furnaces. We built some other small testing equipment and all of it. Bought material from Delhi for that. वो सब किया था उसने lab में.
Got it. Maybe wrong.
बोलो कि सेंसर बना दिया है, बहुत सारे लोग खफा हो जाएंगे.
जैसे you were talking initially about bad patches in a startup journey, be it maybe funding या फिर team retention या फिर team conditioning as well. Any such मतलब incidents which has happened with you and which you the way you tackled it and मतलब उसके through if you want to advise new admirers and appreciators of your startup or maybe
it keeps on happening, right? Ups and downs keep on happening. Every day is a new day in a startup journey. Sometimes it's a financial crunch, sometimes it is some team member which you were not even expecting to leave all of a sudden decides to leave, right? Sometimes it's a competition led thing, that competition came up with something which you're not even expecting, and all of a sudden your option is inferior or your product is not the most preferred choice in the market anymore. So it can take different shapes and forms, and we have seen all sorts of things over the years. So from 2019 we hit a pretty big cash crunch, which was because the funding was getting quite delayed, and we didn't even have salaries to pay for and stuff like that. But somehow finally it arrived. Our early investors helped to tide through that, and the new investors came in. Then there was a scenario where a product that we launched in COVID, right? A company came to us asking the rights to that technology or that product, and then ended up understanding everything and launched it on their own, right, without paying anything to us.
Right.
So all of those sorts of things have happened. One thing which I would say helps going through those kind of phases is basically avoiding self-pity, and begging even in tough times leads nowhere. So you have to still retain the same level of confidence and the same level of aggression like in the happy days.
That is, I think those are some great insights. Team retention पे बस एक question पूछना था कि given you mentioned about not being able to pay salaries and have been gone through that phase particularly, team retention के लिए what aspect should maybe a leader or founder, CEO, whoever is leading that particular company, any aspirational अभी जो हो सकते हैं founder something, maybe some aspects which you need to look upon.
Classifying your team is very important. Different team members of yours are having a very different personality, so you cannot deal with everybody with the same kind of approach. So understanding that which bucket people fall in, right? Some people are independent executors.
Hmm.
Some people are followers, right?
Correct.
And some people are sloggers, right? So all you need all three, right? It's not like a company is built without any one of them, right? अगर जो independent operator है, right, वो सब मतलब take responsibility, execute and everything, but खाली वो लोग नहीं कर सकते because you need collaboration also, right? And only innovators and thinkers cannot do it because you need somebody to kind of take it up and execute also,
Correct.
right? And only people who like to do good things, like, or so to say fancy things or like really innovative things, they also can't build companies. You have so many tasks in a company which are rote tasks, like day in and day out you're doing the same thing, and you need those kind of people as
People
well,
as well.
right? So all sort of people are required, and because there's a mix of pool of different personalities and different types of expectations, as a leader, as a founder, you have to realize what are those differences and deal with them individually, not like as in not actually one individual after another, but in those segments.
Right. I think that was really a great insight because I might not be able to understand the gravity of it, but it does sound like something which has come through a lot of maybe experience. And all.
It has not come from a ज्ञान चक्षु खुल गया कि सुबह उठे तो ऊपर से आकाशवाणी हो रही थी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. This is all tough learnings through the phases of going through it. Yeah.
Right. So moving to the last question, if you want to describe your journey with Log9 so far, can you describe that in 3 words?
Okay, so I think life changing. I'll explain also why I'm saying so. Life changing because it has catapulted me into a very different mindset and relationship with money, relationship with people and experiences. So life changing from all perspectives. Second word would be, I think, innovation, because where we constantly try to innovate and so to say bring out a technological solution rather than operational hack. And the third would be nature, because it has brought me even more closer to sustainability and climate.
And those were, I think, 3 great words. Nature being one of which I really didn't expect. But yeah, I think that was a great session. Candid, very much candid indeed, with Akshay Singhal. Thank you so much for being on the panel.
Thank you very much.